You were the worst.
Well, I haven't washed my hair in 2 days. I'm really prepared.
That really loudly in there.
Do you have your mic attached?
Yeah, they're mic checking me.
What are you doing, national?
Yeah. Donald Trump won't be here. It's a huge disappointment.
Coming up today on NewsTeam Boulder, college students are scrambling to find work now that graduation is getting close.
This weekend, come out of your cocoon. CU's Museum of Natural History will have a special exhibit.
And April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We're paying attention. All that and more coming up on Thursday's edition of NewsTeam Boulder.
From the Roser Atlas Center and the College of Media, Communication, and Information at the University of Colorado Boulder, this is NewsTeam Boulder.
Hello and welcome to NewsTeam Boulder. I'm Shema Manana.
And I'm Wyatt Smith. You know, Shema, we're graduating soon, so we don't have a lot to worry about. You know, like tuition. But the regions have approved the freeze for tuition for students. Our reporter Tristan Bambauer has more on the story.
Some say more money is more problems, but not necessarily, because with the release of this new plan, students will be able to guarantee exact tuition fees prior to going to college. There are some new changes to the old ways of paying student fees. The CU Board of Regents has decided to provide in-state college students with a fixed tuition rate for all 4 years of attending college. On the flip side, in-state college students will experience a 5% overall increase in their yearly tuition fees. Proponents of the plan say it's a great way to know exactly how much they'll be paying for education, while critics of the change say a 5% increase isn't worth it. Others have mixed views.
It's gonna kind of suck for the increase now, but I think after that it'll be good, you know, that's locked in. It doesn't increase, I don't know, I guess for the foreseeable future. I don't know how long they're gonna keep it that way, I guess.
Who knows what economic conditions will hold for the future, but we do know the one thing, and that is the price of tuition for in-state college students at CU Boulder will not fluctuate. I'm Tristan Bambauer, NewsTeam Boulder.
The increase for in-state students will be put into effect this fall.
Anti-abortion activist Abby Johnson is scheduled to speak here on campus on Monday. After 8 years of working for Planned Parenthood, Abby decided to resign back in 2009, claiming she was disturbed by the abortions witnessed. Abby wrote a book, Unplanned, and now travels the world to share her story in hopes of raising awareness. The event will be held at the Glenn Miller Ballroom at 7 p.m. and is free and open to the public.
As the summer quickly approaches, many CU students are scrambling to solidify their plan for the coming months. CU News Team's Emma Turetsky investigated a source of stress for many of us as our college careers come to an end: the job search.
Whether you're a graduating senior or simply looking for an internship to build your resume, the job hunt can be both incredibly stressful and intimidating.
Kind of trying to cast a wide net and see what options are out there, and I'm kind of looking into a bunch of different stuff, trying to be really open.
But following a recent quarterly study performed by the Leeds School of Business here at CU, it's looking like 2016 might be a great year to enter the job market. The study surveyed businesses across Colorado, asking questions about confidence and optimism when looking out towards the upcoming 2 quarters. The study found a perceived talent shortage from prospective employers. Brian Lewandowski, Associate Director of the Business Research Division at the Leeds School of Business, found much of the concern of employers to be highly related to economic and political concerns.
We've been growing jobs faster than almost any other state in the nation, and our economy recovered faster than the national economy, and we have the 4th best recovery in the nation in terms of job growth.
But this talent shortage is also highly related to what can be described as a skills mismatch.
But the way we describe it is there's a shortage of workers or a skills mismatch for the workers that are available.
But what does this talent shortage mean for CMCI students? I'm here at the Armory meeting with Internship and Career Coordinator Christine Mahoney to find out what students can do now to better prepare themselves for their future careers.
The College of Media, Communications and Information offers numerous workshops and events each semester aimed at preparing students for future successes in not just finding jobs now, but developing their careers in the future.
So I think we're doing a lot to prepare students who want to be prepared. Because none of it is mandatory, it is really a student choice. Like, okay, do I want to take the extra time to do this workshop? Or do I want to take the extra time to go over to career services? Do I want to take the extra time to investigate different programs that exist on campus?
I met with Christine Mahoney a couple of times to have her look over my things and help me with my resume, my job packet materials.
So whether you're a current student searching for a summer internship or graduating and looking to start your career, make sure to take advantage of all the career services resources available to you here at CU. Emma Turetsky, NewsTeam Boulder.
Thanks, Emma.
A summer shelter may be in the works for the homeless in Boulder, but only if the city leaders have their way. There's no legal place for them to be. As a result, a lot of them are having to camp outside. But Boulder City Council bans camping and will issue tickets. City leaders would like to get away from the routine ticketing and eliminate possible jail time. A shelter may be the solution.
After a letter of intent to develop a civic pad, the Boulder City Council is exploring the possibility of changing one of its oldest rules. The St. Juliana Hotel, who owns the pad and intends to renovate the space, would be forced to cut one level off their renovation to satisfy the height requirement. At the forefront of the debate is whether or not Boulder should allow certain buildings to exceed the height, which is in the city charter.
Don't you wish you could just tell your computers what to do and have it understand? CU is preparing students to create talking robots of the future. The Department of Linguistics and Computer Science are teaming up to offer a joint master's degree in computational linguistics. Basically, it's the study of teaching computers how to understand and speak our language. This isn't a new field, but traditionally, CU has focused on human languages. The new degree will give graduate students experience in both linguistics and computer science. Those seem like two wildly different fields, but students are excited for the challenges and possibilities. Well, hopefully they don't create robot anchors anytime soon.
Before, there was much more of a focus on language documentation here, and so it's a really cool opportunity to be able to actually get a degree in computational linguistics rather than just having an emphasis on it.
Never said take fee.
Well, hopefully they won't create any robot anchors anytime soon.
One of Americans' favorite activities is now linked to dangerous side effects. That activity, sitting, and that side effect, diabetes. Scientific studies from the Netherlands state watching just an hour of TV each night can increase your risk of type 2 diabetes. As for me and Shema, I think it's about time we stand up. And coming up... Coming up after the break, it's Sexual Assault Month, and we'll see what CU's doing to educate its students.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit americansforthearts.org.
No, what'd she say?
She said whatever.
No, she says that all the time.
What's that?
Hello? I'm on the phone. Mom, I'm on the phone! Hello? I'm on the phone.
Who's this? It's me. I'm on the phone. Mom.
Oh, you're on the phone. All right. Sorry. Okay, anyway.
Who are you talking to? Kelly?
Mom.
All right.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
April Sexual Assault Awareness Month. NewsTeam's Drew Chadway checked out what is going on to educate CU students.
We're here at the Willville Tennis Courts, where recently a CU Boulder student was assaulted by 3 unknown assailants. According to a recent poll featured in the Daily Camera, 28% of CU's female undergrads report having been sexually assaulted while in college. Vice President Joe Biden will be speaking on sexual assault here at CU tomorrow, which has many students optimistic about preventing these attacks in the future.
Message? Yeah, absolutely. I think that it brings national attention, and I also think that it kind of validates the cause.
CU students are also getting involved in the fight against sexual assault. All next week, the CU Gender Justice League will be raising awareness for sexual assault prevention with Denim Days.
On campus here, we try to raise awareness and bring education to sexual assault. There's a week of events that also really combat victim blaming that I think really happens here on our campus.
Denim Days includes everything from film screenings to bake sales. Student security and safety will undoubtedly be a main topic in the Vice President's visit tomorrow. Drew Chaubey, NewsTeam Boulder.
Thank you, Drew. There will be a display by the Hazel Gates Woodruff Cottage starting next Monday.
And don't forget that Joe Biden's going to be on campus to talk about sexual assault tomorrow, Shayma.
That's right. So, Emma, what else do you have?
What don't we have going on? It's going to be an incredibly busy weekend here in Colorado with candidates from both parties and the vice president coming. However, Donald Trump disappointed Colorado Republicans by choosing not to make an appearance at the last minute.
Senator Cruz will be the only GOP presidential candidate to make an appearance here in Colorado.
Donald can always be counted on to take the high road and to demonstrate class.
On Wednesday, GOP Chairman Kyle Coley announced that Trump would not be attending the Colorado Republican Convention in Colorado Springs, so the Republican frontrunner will be skipping out on an important swing state. As for the Democrats, frontrunner Hillary Clinton is in Colorado and is expected to attend a fundraiser hosted by Governor Hickenlooper at his home tonight.
Additionally, Vice President Biden is in Boulder this weekend, and he will be speaking at CU on Friday as part of his It's On Us campaign, discussing sexual assault on college campuses.
That is a lot happening this weekend.
Thanks again, Emma. We'll have to make sure to keep up with all of that. With the
2016 elections in full swing, both political parties are trying to engage the youngest and largest voter base in the country, millennials. Future Forum, an initiative by the Democratic Party to re-engage young voters, came by Boulder this week at Avery Brewing Company. Local Congressman Jared Polis, along with former Chair Eric Swalwell and House Minority Whip Stinky Hoyer, broke into groups and discussed important issues with their constituents. Among the biggest topics, student debt, climate change, and of course, the problems with the caucuses.
I felt a disillusionment about being able to get their opinion known because voting is made so difficult. And particularly the recent caucuses where there was such a backlog and so much line, people waiting in line for people. They were clearly frustrated and not happy with the system.
The Colorado Democratic Caucus is over, but there are still multiple states up for grabs between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, who has won 6 of the last 7 contests.
Denver International Airport is discussing moving a security checkpoint. The proposed change would move DIA security lines from where they currently sit in the Grand Hall to the ticketing counters on the 6th floor. The airport is currently accepting bids from local construction companies and hopes that the project will be completed by 2019.
Baylor's Institute for Rehabilitation may be the first in a new line of innovations, robotic exoskeletons. The invention was designed to help recovering stroke and paralysis patients. The engineering relies on the operator's sense of weight shifting to create the motion of walking. Research is ongoing, but the Institute hopes having robotic walkers can someday be affordable and user-friendly.
The CU Museum of Natural History will be debuting a new exhibit this weekend. Kaylee Fisher is at the museum now to tell us more. Kaylee?
That's right, guys. This new exhibit, Becoming Butterflies, will open this Saturday, April 9th, and will share with visitors the world of butterflies and the role they have on human life. The newest exhibit at the museum will allow visitors to see brilliant images and videos of Colorado butterflies and explore displays from the CU Entomology Collection.
It's been about a 6-month process. We started thinking about this about a year ago, and Dean wrote us into one of her NSF grants.
The exhibit will span over 1,500 square feet and will focus on the life cycle of a butterfly as it transitions from an egg to an adult.
I love the graphics. I think they're just beautiful, and we have some really great specimens that are going to go along with those. So,
although adult butterflies capture the most attention, 95% of a butterfly's life is spent at the larval stage, and 99% of the butterfly's impact on the environment occurs in that larval stage. 4 species of butterflies native to Colorado will be featured in the exhibit. In conjunction with the exhibit, the museum will also be hosting 2 public lectures, one about the biology of butterflies and the second about Colorado's native butterflies. Both lectures will be free and will be on April 20th and April 25th at the museum. The museum will host a family day on April 9th from 10 to 4, where visitors can learn all about butterflies, make art, and even make their own butterfly garden. These activities will be free to the public. Kaylee Fisher, NewsTeam Boulder.
Thanks so much, Kaylee. The museum will be open from 9 to 4 on Saturday, April 9th, and is free to all visitors.
And your walk to the museum should be a nice one. Sam Sharp is in the studio with more on the weekend's weather.
Thank you, Tucker. Coming up, I've got the weather for you today. Get excited, folks. It looks like spring has arrived with temperatures heating up all across the country. More on that later.
CU students who join the Peace Corps are usually very adventurous people, very outdoorsy.
Okay.
They usually are very caring, very passionate people.
For the second year in a row, CU Boulder has outproduced all other universities in the nation, both big and small, in the number of alumni who are serving as Peace Corps volunteers. That's a very, very important thing for us.
Peace Corps continues to be the gold standard for international volunteer service. It's Americans making a difference around the world, and many of those Americans have come from this great university.
I'm not sure if it's a beautiful setting or the mountains or the weather, but one thing's for sure, there's a special civic pride on this campus.
The great spirit of volunteerism here on campus and internationalism that you find here really just kind of brings Peace Corps out a little more than it does on other campuses, I think.
You should be very proud to come from a campus that inspires so much public service and collectively works to build a better world.
Hey guys, I'm Sam Sharp and I've got great news for y'all today. It is warming up all across Colorado, and that includes our very own weather in Boulder. So, the weather in Boulder today is going to be a high of 55, and as you can see, the humidity is a high of 61%. That's actually kind of a lot considering how dry Colorado usually is. So maybe don't use too much lotion today. And next, I have the statewide weather. We've got nice highs here with Denver and Fort Collins, a high of almost 70, and it's going to even warm up in the mountain towns. We see Aspen with a 59 degrees today and Grand Junction with a high of 73. And next, on to the nation's weather. It's going to warm up as well. On the East Coast, you'll see we have a high of 70s on the coast, going more inland, 80 degrees. And on the East Coast, it's going to be highs of 50s and 60s. And going down to the south, it's going to be pretty warm. And unfortunately for Oklahoma, it's not looking too good. The heat combined with the dry climate, there's some wildfires going on today. And the state experienced their biggest fire this morning in the northwest area. As a result, Governor Mary Fallin expanded a state of emergency to include 11 counties. State forestry officials say the fire is only 20% contained and has burned 50,000 acres. On to the 4-day forecast here in Boulder, Colorado. It's looking beautiful. We've got a high of 63 tomorrow for Friday, a low of 44, a high of 69 Saturday, low of 46. On Sunday, it looks like a high of 64 with a low of 42. And on Monday, a little bit cloudy, but mostly sunny, high of 55, low of 44. Do you know what this weather means? It means it is time to get outside, go hiking, go to the farmer's market on Saturday that just started back up last week. And, you know, if you're a college student, I think it'd be fun. Go play some beer pong, go do your thing outside. And that is it for weather. That's all I have for you guys today. Back to you guys at the desk.
It sure is turning into a beautiful spring season.
That's right, and spring sports are here. Lucky us. Lizzie Vogel's here to talk about them.
Thanks, guys. Are you ready for some football? Well, spring football, that is. CU is set to kick off their annual spring scrimmage this Saturday at Folsom Field. The Rockies wrap up a trip to the desert with another impressive performance from Mr. History in the Making himself, Trevor Story. And for the first time in program history, CU women's lacrosse will be losing a player. We've got those stories and more coming up in sports.
He seemed fine to me. I thought he would just sleep it off.
I didn't think he was that bad.
I had no idea he was taking prescription drugs.
He only drank as much as me.
I was fine.
We didn't want to get in trouble.
I thought this kind of thing happened all the time.
I thought someone else was taking care of him. If I would have called.
If I would have called.
If I would have called.
If I would have called. If I would have just called. I'd still be alive.
Oh my God. What is she thinking? Her hair? Ew. No one likes you.
No wonder you don't have any friends.
You're so ugly and
Ew,
fat.
is she really wearing that? Wow. So she's so weird. Who wears that? That is so gross. Oh wow. Seriously?
Colorado football's annual spring game is this Saturday. Scrimmage begins at 1. Head coach Mike McIntyre wraps up his fourth spring season at CU. The Buffaloes will be making big changes both offensively and defensively under new coordinator Jim Leavitt and Darren Chiaverini. All eyes will be on junior wideout big play Shea Fields as well as inside linebacker Rick Gamboa. Coach Mack is looking for a productive and physical scrimmage. Fans can stick around after the game and can take part in a selfie session on Folsom, as well as a self-guided tour of CU's new Champion Center. One Major League player has a hot bat, just 3 games into the 2016 season, and this slugger happens to be in our own Colorado backyard. The Colorado Rockies capped off their 3-game series against the Diamondbacks with a 4-3 win, led by shortstop rookie sensation Trevor Story. Story hit a 2-run home run off Patrick Corbin in the top of the first inning, making that his 4th home run in just 3 short games. He now becomes the first MLB player since 1913 whose first 4 career hits are home runs. The Rockies were given 1 in 300 odds to win the World Series this year, but that was before we met this Trevor Story, who is single-handedly showing the world why the Rockies shouldn't be counted out. Colorado women's lacrosse has been steadily improving each year, but for the first time in program history, they will lose a player at the end of the season. Our Andrew Hobner has more on CU's lone senior.
Take a look at the Colorado women's lacrosse program, and you'll only find one senior on the roster, Sarah Lautman. In the program's 3rd year in Division I, Lautman is unique because she's been with the team for 4 years. And no, you didn't hear that wrong.
In high school, it was my dream to play Division I lacrosse. I kind of gave it up in a way to come to the school that I wanted to come to, and CU had a really good club program, so it was going to be a good, competitive way to still play lacrosse. But it was just crazy timing. My freshman year, spring, they announced that they were adding the Division I team, and it was just such good timing that I couldn't not, at least try.
Running a program in its relative infancy, Ann Elliott saw Lautman's potential early and trusted her. And eventually, Lautman repaid it by becoming one of the top scorers on the Colorado women's lacrosse team.
Sarah showed us that she could step up in those levels early on, and I think she's really developed every year since then into the player that she is now.
But more than the development, the move from club to Division I, a completely different time commitment and level of competitiveness, makes Lautman's jump all the more impressive.
We're in a really competitive league, the MPSF, playing these big top teams and, having our coaches that come from Northwestern, just the knowledge they have and the way that they see the game is so different.
Her toughness has grown a lot. Her vision of herself as a key player, as someone to step up, has grown. Her skills have continued to develop.
On senior day, Sarah Lautman will be the only name called for the CU women's lacrosse team. But it's a testament to the player who came all the way from club to become one of the top players in the MPSF. Andrew Hobner, NewsTeam Boulder.
Next up for the women's lacrosse is USC. They face the Trojans on Friday at 2 p.m. Men's track and field Connor Winter and women's tennis Kyra Washik are this week's Athletes of the Week. Winter is now CU's 7th fastest performer in the 3,000-meter steeplechase after surpassing his previous personal best time. Washik went 2-0 for her first ever Pac-12 win on Friday, taking down USC's 106th-ranked Rihanna Valdez on Sunday in a huge upset. A former Washington Redskins quarterback has found a new home in Cleveland with the Browns. Robert Griffin III greeted the press in Cleveland yesterday with a giddy grunt and a casual "sup." Nearly a month ago, the Browns made headlines when they released their QB, Johnny Manziel, after 2 agonizing seasons. RG3 hasn't seen the field in almost a year. He was the 2nd overall pick in 2012. But was demoted to 3rd string in Washington last season.
I just want to play ball, man. I'm excited to be here last year. Didn't have an opportunity to play football, so to have that opportunity here and compete and grow, it's truly a blessing.
Both the Browns and RG3 will be taking big chances on one another this upcoming season. However, head coach Hugh Jackson plans to find a way to maximize what Griffin does best and minimize his shortcomings. The University of Colorado men's golf team made up a 4-shot deficit on Tuesday at the Cowboy Classic in Wyoming. They ended up taking the lead after 4 holes and finished with an 8-shot victory. The Buffaloes finished with a team score of 843, which was 21 under par, the lowest score in the field for Colorado for the second straight round. And more with golf, beauty will meet greatness as the 82nd annual Masters in Augusta kicks off today and into this weekend. Last year's green jacket winner was 21-year-old Jordan Spieth, who is looking to repeat. But like most veteran golfers and fans know, repeating a major, let alone the spectacular greens of Augusta, is not an easy task. Spieth teed off early this morning alongside Paul Casey and amateur Bryson DeChambeau. 45-year-old Phil Mickelson tees off in pursuit of his 4th Masters victory, and Rory McIlroy will be looking for the first green jacket ever, coming in 4th last year. Other frontrunners include Ricky Fowler, Adam Scott, and Charlie Hoffman. Tiger Woods will not be in attendance for this year's Masters, but that won't definitely be the only shocker. Experts are predicting that a double score victory is going to win this year. But the best part about this is nobody really knows for sure. Augusta is drop-dead gorgeous. I know I'm looking forward to seeing these guys take on the course as well. And that's all I have for sports today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up after the break, find out how to celebrate National Beer Day.
And we'll also remember the late, great Merle Haggard. It's one of America's favorite holidays, and believe it or not, I'm not talking about Christmas. It's National Beer Day, and living in the state with the 3rd most craft breweries makes it an easy one to celebrate. Cold beer can be found all over Boulder. Both Fate Brewing and Boulder Beer will be offering tours and celebrations today, but the party should extend throughout colorful Colorado.
Double take. Hong Kong graphic designer Ma spends $50,000 to create a celebrity doppelganger. The robot, which Ma calls Mark 1, looks exactly like Scarlett Johansson. The Johansson android is capable of moving her limbs, changing her facial expressions, and can even engage in conversation. When Mark 1 is told she's beautiful, she responds giving a slight smile and saying thank you. Ma has spent a year and a half creating the celebrity robot and says it was his childhood dream to do so.
Sad news coming out of Northern California yesterday. Country music legend Merle Haggard passed away. It was the outlaw's 79th birthday. Fellow country stars from around the nation have taken to Twitter to pay their respects to one of Western music's true pioneers, including his youngest son Ben, who released a touching tribute, the link to which can be found on our Twitter account @NewsTeam Boulder.
Can money buy happiness? Well, according to a new Cambridge University study, a survey of 77,000 bank accounts found that those who tended to have more money on their accounts had a lifestyle and attitude that responded more positively to the survey than those who made less than their counterparts. Research says activities that those with more money engage in, like going out for dinner and drinks with friends, translated to responders to the survey saying they are happier because of the time they spend with their friends. It seems to me that the ultimate education here is buying good friends. I'm all for that.
Well, Shema, National Beer Day. Where do you plan to celebrate?
I'm not really a beer drinker, so I don't think I'm planning on celebrating. What about you?
Well, I think I plan to celebrate at home on my couch, watching some baseball, drinking some cold Miller Lite. Not much of a craft beer guy myself.
Cool. Are you going to the spring game?
I do plan to go to the football spring game. Unlike most people, I'm really intrigued with the specialist, the kicking game, you know. Diego Gonzalez, a foreign guy. Lots of the foreign students like it, but, you know.
Well, that's all we have for you guys today.
From all of us here at News Team, thank you for watching, and we'll see you right back here on Tuesday.
I'm Shema Manana.
And I'm Wyatt Smith.